All right, so hi, welcome. My name is Rebecca. I am going to lead you through a 20-minute band workout. So I'm going to assume that you've done a little bit of a warm up. If you haven't, just do a little bit of movement just to kind of get your muscles warmed up. It's only 20 minutes here, so I want to get right at it. Go ahead and take your band, bring it around right above your knees, and we're going to get started right away. So the way these exercises are going to work, we're going to do them for time. We're going to do 30 seconds on. We'll get 10 seconds of rest when we go to set up for our next exercise. So for our very first exercise, the band will be above your knees, and we're just going to do some simple step outs to the right and to the left. So it'll look something like this. Feet under the hips, stepping out right, coming up, and then stepping up to your left. So we're on right now for 30 seconds. We'll take it right and left. And inhale on your way down, exhale on your way up. Stick your bum back, pull your belly in, and then keep that chest lifted. And we'll stay right here into that, stepping out, side to side for our first move. Kind of get those out. So you're in a sumo squat position, belly's in, bum is tucked under, same exact move, squatting down, squeezing inner thighs up. Down we go, up, down, and just squeeze it. So here I want you to think about squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Let's keep going with this. And we have, let's see, that's it, time. So we'll rest here. I'm going to turn this up just a little so I don't have to keep looking back. We're going to keep those toes out wide. We're going to come down and we're just going to hold for 30 seconds here now. So while you're holding, I want you to squeeze your butt, and I want you to think about pressing these thighs back, tucking your bum under, pulling your belly in, chest lifted up nice and tall. And now just squeeze these glute muscles. You should be feeling them firing up as you press these thighs back into the band. Stay with it and just breathe here. Good deep inhale. Good deep exhale. Stay with it. And we're up. Good. Here we go. So for our next movement, we're going to come all the way to the end of our mat, and we're going to come down into that squatting position. Chest up, belly in. We're taking 4 steps to the right, and then we're going to take 4 steps to the left. Ooh, I might go out of frame. Or the quarantine time, not as much space. Taking it over. Having to hide in my bedroom because I have 3 college-age students in the main space working on their schoolwork. And the last thing they want to do is hear their mom doing workouts. Good. All right. So the last one in this little series here, and then we're going to repeat, is we're going to come into that walk back. So that low, nice, deep, moving backwards, wide-legged walk. Wide-legged. Keep the legs as wide as they can be against that band. So if you can, and you're using a mat as your guideline, I have my feet right on the outside edges of the mat. And I'm moving back. And the lower I sit, the more this is really going to go into my butt. Keep moving with this. Forward and back. And we'll take a break. So just take a moment. We're going to go through all of those exercises again. So just take a moment, maybe pound out that butt. All right, we're right back at it again. So we're going to set ourselves up. Bring those feet in right underneath the hips. And then we're going to step right on out. Right down nice and low. Make that step out nice and wide with your resistance. If you aren't feeling this by now, you probably need a tighter band. All the way out, sit back. I'll turn sideways so you can really get a good view of that squat, nice and deep. Sitting back, inhaling down, exhaling. Here's my last one. And then I'm going to come into that sumo squat. So my feet are going to come apart nice and wide. They're actually off the mat here. I might slide some in my socks. And I'm going to come all the way down. So from here, notice I am not sticking my butt back. I'm not arching. It is tight here, firing up, down, and up. down and up. Stay down. Exhale, nice and wide. Keep that butt tucked under. Okay, so from here, we're gonna come right on down. We're gonna sit down low. Keep that weight pressing back. Tuck that butt under and just hold it. Just hold it. Whew. Keep squeezing, belly in. Tuck the butt, squeeze the butt cheeks, thighs pressing back. Burning, burning. Stay with me here. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. We're going to move ourselves all the way to the edge of the mat, setting ourselves up, sitting that butt down low, pulling that belly in, lifting our chest up nice and high as we move side steps. 4 in each direction, or at least the length of your mat, maybe a little longer. Just making sure that you're doing the same distance each way. Stay down low. Boy, is my butt firing up. Woo! Keep going. Woo! So I'm only fitting in 3 here on my mat. I don't want to go out of the frame, so that's what I'm going to do. Woo, I'm ending at the top. I am turning around, and this is the last time through on this standing series, and then we're moving down to the floor. So get down nice and low, and we're going to take it out nice and wide. Keep those legs apart wide for this one. Sometimes I have you bring your feet together. I want you to keep these feet out wide this time. Sit down. Lower you go. The harder. Ooh, this is burning, going backwards. Ooh, baby. Whew. We got this. We got this. And done. Whew. All right, so take a moment, get a drink of water if you'd like to. We're going to move on down onto the floor. So the rest of the series will be done on the floor. We're going to come down on one side, and I'm going to have you bend your knees. But to start off with, actually, let's start off with the knees bent. So let's start off with our clamshells. Knees bent, bring the knees forward a little bit, bring your top hand, roll it forward. I want you to feel this right here. This is the part we're working on, right here on that muscle. If you feel it in the front, that's going to happen if you lean forward too much. So I want you to kind of isolate, get more into the glutes and stay away from the hip flexor. So feet stay together, and we're just going to, let me get that clock again for my time. I'm not facing the right way for this, but let's go ahead, get started. We got 30 seconds here on this. So setting up, take a big breath in. Let's go ahead and get started lifting and lowering. Lift and lower. Yeah. Exhale, keep the feet together. And we just open up from the knees, really working into that medial glute area of the glute men. Just really working on this outer hip. And then we're going to end that there. We're going to extend the top leg. I would like you to roll forward now, slightly. So now notice how my left side chest is pointed slightly down, pointing my toe. I'm going to lift and lower. So I have just a little bit of an angle here. And I'm feeling this right here in my butt. My toe is pointed, and I'm lifting, and I'm lowering. Lifting and lowering. Exhaling as I lift, inhaling as I lower. And remember, give that little extra squeeze at the top. So you do the work there. So hips over knees, shoulders over wrist. Extend that leg straight back, and we'll just lift and lower from here. So it's just a straight-legged lift. Keep your neck long, pull your belly in. Inhale, exhale. Really squeeze that butt. Keep going. We got about 5 seconds left. And then I want you to leave that leg up here. So now flex your foot. So your toes are pointed down. Pull your belly in. Maybe even lift the right hand. Make sure you're not leaning into that right hip. From here, we're going to curl in, and then we're going to pull the knee in. Press the foot up. So footprint on the ceiling. All the way in, all the way up. All the way in, all the way up. Press it. Press. Press. Whoo. Burning out that left glute on me. So whichever leg you're lifting, you're probably lifting your right leg. You should feel that. Let's go ahead and stretch that back just for a moment. And we're going to set up on the other side. So come around, we'll set up for those clamshells on this side to start off with. So opposite leg is on top. And we're going to go ahead, feet together. Bring that top hand out in front of you. Find your good setup here. And then we'll lift and lower that leg. Clamshells right here. So focusing on your breath. And think about the muscles that you're trying to work. Right? We can do a lot just really tying into that mind-body connection. Can you think and focus on where you're feeling it and really engaging that muscle? All right, so we extend that leg out long. Now top leg extends. We roll slightly forward. And now from here, we're lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. So now I've got the right leg working. And I'm starting to feel this in that right butt cheek. Using my breath as I inhale and exhale. Never holding my breath. And then coming all the way around now and setting up on my hands and knees. So hips over knees, shoulders over us. Pull that belly in nice and tight. Extend that leg back. We're staying all on that same side. I gotta make a little room here. Point your toe. And I want you to really concentrate. So we've already worked. For me, it's my left side, but whichever side you've already worked, the knee that's down that side cheek, I want you to make sure that you're not feeling it. You're not bending into that side because it's already fatigued. I want you to focus on the leg and the cheek that you're lifting. So for me, really to help with that, I oftentimes will lift this opposite hand up, and that will help keep my form. Good, let's hold that leg out now. Flex the foot, bend the knee so the sole of the foot is towards the ceiling. We're going to pull that knee in, exhale, press up. In, exhale, press up. Again, maybe you lift that opposite hand. Really engage your core. Make sure you're squeezing up through that bum. And if it's too much here, that's fine. You can always come down. Just bring that knee down and come on those forearms. That works too. But again, make sure that you're not bending out and over into that supporting leg. We want the work to be done on the lifting leg. And this is your last one. We'll come down and we will stretch that out. Woo. All right, you ready? I'm starting off with my left leg on top. You decide if you've got that right leg on top, whichever one. We have those clamshells. Set yourself up. Remember which leg's on top. Take a deep breath in, and here we go, right into those clamshells. So the great thing about band work is you could be doing this while you're watching TV, right? I mean, you can be doing this listening to music, looking at a magazine, or reading a book if you're on the ground. It's really an easy thing to kind of fit in your day. Let's extend that leg back. You can always find a little time to work with the band. All right, who doesn't like a little band work? Let's lift that leg, rotate forward slightly so we're now feeling it more towards that middle center of the left glute. Toe is pointed. We're exhaling as we lift up and really consciously squeezing that left bum cheek. Lift and lower. Good, let's do one more here. And then we're gonna come right around right away, setting ourselves up for that straight-legged, hands and knees, tabletop position, extend the leg out, toe stays pointed for this one as we lift and lower. And now we're really getting right into the center of that glute, right here. Yeah, and then pay attention. No dumping into that supporting side. Maybe lift the arm up, right? Take it out to the side, put it behind your head, just do something with it so you're not putting too much weight onto that right side. And that's going to give you a little added core work as well. All right, so we're going to hold it there. We're going to flex the foot, toes towards the earth, and then we bend the knee, footprint up towards the ceiling. We pull that knee all the way in, we extend it all the way up, all the way in, extend it all the way up, in and up, in and up, in and up, straight up towards the sky. This should be the little burn. And speaking of little burns, why don't we, just for the heck of it, on the next one, hold it up there and pulse it out. Maybe punch that out and then come around right away. We're gonna go right at it on the other side. So we'll set up for that planche up. I have my right leg on top. Pay attention, make sure you're on the opposite side. And then we're gonna take a big breath in and we'll exhale and lift and open. Really lift and press. Good. So form is really key here. If you are starting to feel any of this in the front part, I want you to roll those hips forward just a tiny bit. So right hip is directly on top of the left hip. And then we're going to finish this off. Extend that leg. Rotate just a tiny bit forward. Point the toe. Here we go. We lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And you're going to notice that one side is stronger than the other, which is completely normal. Important to pay attention to that. Make sure that there's not a huge imbalance. If you're really dying on one side and the other side's just super easy, you want to really take a little time and focus on strengthening and evening things out. All right, let's take it around. Come on to those hands and knees. Good, strong belly in. Extend that leg back, point the toe, and we lift and lower, squeezing that bum cheek, maybe hovering that hand up off the earth. As we stay here and we lift and lower. Exhale up. Exhale. Try to keep that neck long and really engage your core pull in. All right, let's hold that leg out there. Let's flex that foot, toes towards the floor. Bend your knee. Here we go. We're going to pull the knee in. We're going to press that foot all the way up. In and up. In and up. So as you fatigue, again, make sure you don't dump into that supporting leg. We keep this core tight and supported. I know I'm repeating myself, because most likely someone else is doing the same thing. Okay, let's hold it up here. Let's pulse it. Let's pulse, pulse, pulse for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, stretch it out. Ooh, maybe bend, bend. All right, we've made it onto our back. So this is our little last final series. We're gonna get some ab work in here too while we're at it. All right, so we'll come onto our back and we're gonna come into that dead bug position. So that means knees over hips. We have our shins parallel to the floor and our arms will be straight up overhead. I want you to bring some resistance against that band. So if your legs aren't together, you're pushing against that band. Your feet are gonna be flexed. Our arms are gonna go right up overhead. Whoops. Arms are gonna go straight up overhead. From here, we're gonna find that dead bug with the band. That means left leg goes out long, right arm comes up long. We draw everything back in, and then we take right leg long, left arm one. All right, so we got 30 seconds of those to start with, and then I'll show you what comes next right during the next break. So here we go. Set yourself up, arms up, flex those feet, take a deep breath in, here we go. Right arm, left leg, and just come back. So I just want you to alternate at your pace through this. All right, nice and slow. Now, how do I make this a little bit more challenging? I lift my head and my shoulders up. I press the small of my back into the ground, so my core is really working. My shoulder blades are up off the floor. All right, so that's entirely up to you. My hand's starting to slide. Let's stay with this. All right, so now next move. Hands come behind the shoulders. We're going to keep those legs exactly as they are, except now we're going to take a rotation so we'll really start to get into those obliques as well. So exhale, push through your heel. It's like your glute, it's like your butt is really working. This is like a leg press here against gravity, and we're working the obliques. Exhale, right across. Exhale, press. Exhale. Exhale. We're not racing. We're using our strength. No momentum. All right. Let's finish that off. We're going to stay right here. Drop those legs down. As we exhale, we're just going to come on up. Keep the legs pressed apart into the band. Exhale, come up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep pressing against the band. Don't let the band pull your legs together. Ooh. Let's see, can we get 2 more in? 1. Here's your last one. Drop those legs on down. So now we take the hips. We lift the hips all the way up. We come up, we drop down. We crunch in, we lower. We come up, we're on, down, crunch, lower. Lift and squeeze that butt. And do not let the band pull your legs together. Keep pushing it apart. Exhale. Lift up, lower, exhale. Lift up, lower, exhale. Exhale. Here's your last one. Hips up. Just open and close. Keep your hips lifted. Push it open. Press. Keep those hips up. Keep those hips up. So this is the last in this round. We're going to go back. We're going to repeat that series. And then hopefully your booty is burning. Your core is fired up. And you've dialed in a few exercises that you can do anytime. But let's take a moment, stretch this out. Adjust your band if you need to. Mine started to roll a little bit. Sometimes that does happen. There's great fabric bands out there. I actually have some there. I should pull them out to show you what they look like. Nice thick fabric bands. Those don't roll. They're a little more expensive, but they're amazing. All right, so let's get started. We need to find that dead bug. Come all the way down onto our back. Arms straight up overhead. We're going to start with the right arm and the left leg. Take a deep breath in. Here we go. We're on for 30 seconds. Use your control. And then decide, am I going to lift my head? Am I going to lift my shoulders? And if I am, I'm really pulling that small of the back, belly down, pressing it into the floor, not arching in my low back. Keeping it protected and safe. Ooh, what was that one? See, when I start to fatigue, the arms start to do funny things, right? All right, let's stay here. Hands come behind the head. Bring that resistance against the band. The lower down it is, the more resistance. Hands against the head. Here we go. We're taking it across. Bicycles slowly, though. Exhale. Come down. Exhale. Reach across. Come down. Exhale. 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 Ooh. Good burn for the abs. Stay with it. Let's see if we can get one more on each side. Here we go. One more, one more. All right. Bring those feet down. We've got our lift and then our lift. So here we go. You ready? Exhale, come up. And then lift that booty. Exhale. Keep the legs pressed away. Exhale. Exhale. Up. Crunch. Lift that butt up and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. All right. This time we're going to lift that butt all the way up. All right, here we are. Stay up nice and high. And then exhale, legs open and they close. Open. Keep that resistance the whole time. Keep the butt lifted the whole time. Squeeze that booty, pull that belly in. Stay right here. Whoo! Burn, baby, burn. Keep going. We're going to finish this off with some pulses at the end. Keep that butt lifted. Keep it lifted. All right, here we go. Keep those legs open nice and wide. Pulse up. Pulse up. Legs stay open wide. Pulse. 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 4, 3, 2. Here you go. You lift and pulse open. Open. So now you're just lifted and you're open and pressing for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Take that band off. Say goodbye to your band. Thank you for helping me make my butt a little tighter. Take that right leg, cross it over the left leg. Let's give that, that right glute, that right hip a good stretch. Figure 4 on the ground. And then go ahead and switch it out, other side. Left leg over right, reach the hands through. All right, let's bring those hands behind our thighs. Rock ourselves all the way up to seated. Cross your legs. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick booty band workout. I hope that you are staying safe and that your booty is burning.